Hi guys, this is Bosco. Welcome back to another video. In the last video, we ranked the songs off of Van Halen's fifth album, Diver Down. Now we're going to be ranking the songs off of their sixth album, and the final album with David Lee Roth from the original lineup. I know they did a different kind of truth back with David Lee Roth, and that video will come out hopefully sometime soon, maybe next week, probably. But today we're going to be ranking the songs off of 1984, the sixth album and the final album with the original lineup of the band. This is such a great album. This is another one of my favorites, and definitely an improvement from Diver Down, I will add. Even though I like Diver Down, I like this a lot more. And I will say this is my favorite Van Halen album. I do like it just a little bit more than the debut album. And I mean, like I said, the debut album is one of the best debut albums of all time, and it's such an important album to music history, but there's just something about 1984 that I love more. Yeah, it's got this album has the big hits that everyone knows that's on the radio, we'll talk about that later. But this album also has some really underrated deep cuts that I really love, and I go back to more than the hits, even though, I love the hits more than the deep cuts usually. Usually I remember them well. I listen to the deep cuts a lot more because they don't get often played. And they're really great. These songs should get played, although there are some deep cuts that do get played, but there weren't, big hits like, the obvious ones on here. But, there are 9 songs on here, and, making this list was really difficult because 1984 is my favorite Van Halen album, and it was really difficult because not only was it difficult ranking the hits, because, my favorite song on this album would change from time to time, and, the deep cuts would switch around from time to time because I love the deep cuts on here quite a lot. So let's get into this. So coming in at number 9, I think if people rank the songs off of this album, this would probably be at the bottom. The opening song, the opening title track, 1984, which is just an instrumental. There's nothing wrong with instrumentals. I love this song a lot, and it does get. I remember after Eddie Van Halen passed away, I do remember hearing this on the radio, and it's a really cool intro because it shows you that they're going to be a synth band for a while, and I think they do a good job. And I think the band got a little criticized because of their synth use, but I think it worked out fine. And I think that I can't remember who it was. I think David Lee Roth said we shouldn't use synths, or Eddie Van Halen. I don't know who said that, but then it worked. And this is really the prime of Eddie's playing, not only just for guitar, but on synths. And 1984 is a cool way to show you that they're going to be using synths a lot. So coming in at number 9 is 1984. Coming in at number 8, this is such a great deep cut. This is real criminally underrated. I love every second of it. There's not a I can listen to the song and not get tired. It's really underrated. Coming in at number 8, "Girl Gone Bad," which is just a great song. I love the guitar in it is incredible. I love the drumming in it. The drumming is great. Alex Van Halen plays well on this album also. David Lee Roth's vocals are great. But I don't know what it is. "Girl Gone Bad" is so great, and it needs more attention. Just like the other deep cuts on this album, because "Girl Gone Bad." The hits on here they really do over. What's the word I should use? They're more popular, obviously, because they're hits, and it really puts the other songs in the shadows, even though they're great and they need to be played more. Coming in at number 8 is "Girl Gone Bad." I love this song a lot. Coming in at number 7, this was another incredible deep cut that I wanted to rank higher. I love the guitar in the song. I love David Lee Roth's vocals. Coming in at number 7 is "Drop Dead Legs," another great song. One of my favorite deep cuts from the band, and I think if I ranked every song from them, I think every 1984 song would make the top 50. I'm not sure. Probably same thing with the debut. I'm not sure yet. But there's just something about Drop Dead Legs. I love the guitar is awesome, the drums are awesome, the bass work is incredible. And you know, it really doesn't get much better than this when it comes to, you know, deep cuts. Except there are some deep cuts on here that I do like a lot more. But coming in number 7 is Drop Dead Legs, another great song that really needs to be played more. Coming in at number 6, this is another incredible deep cut. I love the guitar solo on this song, and it's just so incredible. And um I love the guitar in the beginning, you know, the sounds that Eddie's working on, and I love the drumming on the song a lot. And David Lee Roth's vocals are incredible. But coming in number 6 is Top Jimmy, another great song. It really needs to get played more because Top Jimmy is really underrated. But it does have it, I think Top Jimmy is a fan favorite. But uh, there's just something about it, and that guitar solo could be top 10 Eddie Van Halen solos. I'm not sure. But he there were a lot of guitar solos mainly in the, you know, the David Lee Roth era that are memorable, but there are some solos in the Sammy era that are really cool too. But coming in at number 6 is Top Jimmy, another great song. All right, the top 5. Coming in at number 5, like I said in uh, I think it must have been the Van Halen 2 video that I did this week or sometime earlier this week. It was either the beautiful girls from that album, or this song that was my favorite Van Halen closer. And I don't know, I really love this closer, so I think this could be my favorite Van Halen closer. But coming in at number 5 is House of Pain. I love everything about that. That guitar is awesome. The drumming. Uh, David Lee Roth's vocals are incredible on this song. I think it's just really cool. And yeah, it's another underrated song. I feel bad I'm putting most of the underrated deep cuts at the bottom. But I just love the hits a lot because they're memorable and I can't get tired of them. But House of Pain is just a great closer. And it is another fan favorite. So coming in at number 5 is House of Pain. Coming in at number 4, speaking of more fan favorites, this is probably a top 15 Van Halen song. This song is so good. There's just something about this song that is great. It's very synth oriented. I love the synth use in the song. I love David Lee Roth's vocals. The Alex Van Halen's drumming is incredible. He's an underrated drummer. He needs to get a lot more attention. But I'll Wait is my number 4, and there's just something about I'll Wait that I really love, and I now don't quote me on this, but if I can remember, I think this was a song about Valerie Bertinelli. I'm not sure, but which is Eddie Van Halen's wife at the time. But I am not really sure if it was. So don't quote me on that. It could be about something else, but I'm not sure. I always thought it was about Eddie talking about Valerie, or Eddie wrote that. Well, the thing about the songwriting in the band, it was really every member wrote the song, because I looked at the songwriting credits and I remember it said every member wrote the song. Well, maybe one member of the band wrote the songs, and then the rest of the band wrote the music that had to do. I'm pretty sure Eddie may have written the music from the notes. I'm not really sure, because Eddie could do anything. But I'll Wait is it's really different, and it does get played on the radio often. That's another song that does get some radio play. But I'll Wait is there's just something about that song that I really love, and it really does hit close to home because I remember hearing that when I was younger, and I remember, why doesn't this song get played? It should. So coming in at number 4 is I'll Wait. But the top 3, you know it is. It's the 3 big hits from the album. And this was hard. Number 3 used to be my number 1, and number 2 used to be my number 1. But my number 1 is my number 1 for now. And this is really difficult because coming up with this list for my favorite Van Halen album was really difficult because it is my favorite Van Halen album and I love every song equally. But there's just something about these three big hits. Yeah, they're overplayed. Yeah, I can understand why someone would be sick of them. But I'm not. I can listen to them and never get tired. Um, but there's just something about these three songs that are really nostalgic because I remember listening to them a lot when I was younger, and they really do hit close to home. But the top three, coming in at number three, I bet you thought this was all going to be. I bet you all out there thought this would be my number one, but it's number three for now. Coming in at number three, their biggest song that really, their only number one, Jump. And I think it was their only number one. I hope I'm not being an idiot about that, but Jump. Everyone knows that song. Everyone knows that classic synth opener. Everyone knows, you might as well jump. There's just something about this song. I love the lyrics. You got to roll with the punches to get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst such a scene. Can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump. Uh, I love the guitar solo on there is incredible. Even if you don't like the song because you've heard it way too many times, you gotta love the guitar solo because there's something about the guitar solo that is amazing. And followed right up with that is a synth solo because Eddie Van Halen could play keyboards also. He was an underrated keyboardist. I don't know what I like more, the synth solo or the guitar solo. I love both equally. But Jump is a perfect song, and whether you like it or not, it's a classic, and it is a great song. Yeah, I've heard it a lot. I've heard it way too much, but I can still listen to it and never get tired. And the video is pretty cool, also. I don't need to see a close up of David Lee Roth's face, but it was the '80s. They did a lot of stuff. But coming in at number three is Jump, a classic song that I never get tired of. Coming in at number two, if you thought Jump would be my number one, and I just said it was my number three, I bet you thought this was my number one, but it's my number two. Coming in at number two is Panama, another incredible big hit for the band. I love the vocal harmonies are incredible. That the guitar solo is awesome. That guitar opener is incredible, and I love the harmony vocals. Don't you know she's coming home with me? And the chorus where they go Panama, bah, 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 Panama, oh 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 oh. I love it. I love it a lot, and the guitar solo is really cool, and especially hearing it now kind of gets me emotional because again, after Eddie passed away, it's really sad because we never thought that he would pass away this soon. I mean, to be honest, I kind of had a feeling it would come, but I just didn't want it to be now or ever because Eddie is a god, obviously. But Panama is great. It's it's just the guitar solo is incredible. I love the I guess you can call it the bridge or the hook or something like that. Probably a bridge. But I love how that goes right before they sing one time, and it kind of ends abruptly, which is kind of funny. But coming in at number two is Panama, a great song that I never get tired. And coming in at number one, the other big hit. I think this might be my favorite Van Halen song. As I mentioned on the video where I ranked the songs off of the debut album, I said that the number one from that album could be my favorite Van Halen song. I think this is my favorite Van Halen song though. Coming in at number one is Hot for Teacher. The video is so ridiculous, but the video is awesome. Oh, it's awesome. I love that video is great, and I love everything about the song. One reason why I love the song so much is because if you all know me, I said that I was a percussionist. I'm a drummer. I said that on this channel before, and I remember getting hooked from that drum opener. And it's not easy at all to play. If you listen to that drum opener, and if you're a percussionist, you're in for a wild ride. It's just a great song with a great drum opener, and the guitar, one of EVH's best guitar solo, probably somewhere top five maybe. I love it a lot, and I love the vocals on it are awesome. The lyrics are incredible. I love how it feels like you're in a classroom and students are bored, so they're just yelling. And I love at the end when David Lee Roth yells, "Class dismissed." I always love that. The video is so ridiculous. One of the worst dances in the music video, but it's awesome. I love it a lot. And the video makes it funny because it says no one knew what became of Waldo, who's the main character in the video. You got Dr. Alex Van Halen, who I haven't seen the video in a few days, so I can't really remember what it was. Michael Anthony was a sumo wrestler in Tokyo, Japan. Yeah, that happened. Not in real life, obviously, just a video. And Eddie Van Halen was in a mental institute, I think. It was like he's making progress. And David Lee Roth became one of the most successful late night game show hosts. And that's how it ends. I always thought that was funny. But Hot for Teacher has always been one of my favorite Van Halen songs, and it has been my favorite Van Halen song for a while, and it could be forever, but I'm not sure. But anyway, here's my list. It's zoomed in because, I don't know why it's zoomed in. I tried zooming it in before, for other lists, and it didn't work. But anyway, that was Van Halen's sixth album, 1984. My personal favorite Van Halen album. I love this album a lot. Probably somewhere in my top 20 favorite albums of all time. I'm not really sure, but it really does. It really hits close to home because it's just such a special album, and I heard the hits I've been obsessed with a lot. So yeah, that was 1984. Hopefully tomorrow. And obviously, if you've been following the band's history, David Lee Roth he either left or he got fired. I don't know what the main story is behind that, but either way, he was not part of the band anymore. And well, I mean, obviously until a different kind of truth, which we'll get into in the future. But Sammy Hagar, they get him to sing. And I really enjoy the Sammy Hagar era. There are some albums that I really like from them, and there are some. I'll say that there are some Sammy albums better than others. And then they did that one album with Gary Sharon, which yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But tomorrow, hopefully, hopefully tomorrow I'll release the video, or I'll record the video for me reviewing and ranking the songs off of 5150, the debut album Sammy Hagar. And I'll go right off the bat. In my opinion, it's the best Hagar album. I've always loved that album a lot, and it's just been one of my favorites. So hopefully that'll come out tomorrow. Please leave a like, comment if you want, view my videos, and of course subscribe. Thanks for watching this video, guys. This has been Hubuska, signing off. Stay safe, take care.